Hi everybody, welcome, good evening and good afternoon. This is Treacy O'Connor from Straight to the Point on HCN Live TV. You're all very welcome, and I'm delighted to be joined this evening by the wonderful Adrienne Smith, who's the founder of Corporate Wellness Ireland. You're very welcome, Adrienne. Hi, how are you?
I'm really great, Tracy. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and thanks very much for being with us on the show this evening. I'm really excited about our chat. Um, just to give people a bit of background, Adrienne is a sports massage and injury therapist, holistic massage. She does reflexology and Indian head massage, and she's founder of Corporate Wellness Ireland. So, Adrienne, I'd love to have a chat with you about how did you decide to become a holistic therapist to start with? And what drove you to that? What led you to that place?
Oh, well, I think I started on that journey just about maybe 9 years ago. It was before I hit 30, and I had come back from the UK after living abroad for 10 years. And I came back in the middle of the recession, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So I decided that I would go back to college and study something. And of course, I had in my head that maybe I should do something like, something sensible like law or accountancy or something, that was going to get me a really good job and make lots of money. But ever since I was a young child, I've never been drawn to money. I've always wanted to do something that was rewarding. And I always knew that I was going to do something very special. It didn't have to be something that's going to make me famous or anything. That's something that I feel would be right for me. So I decided after looking around a bit, I was really drawn towards holistic therapies. I've always liked kind of things like aromatherapy oils and fairies and things like that as a child as well. But when I was working in the UK as a care assistant, there was a lady who used to come and do massage for our clients. And I was just, kind of helping around the area, giving tea and things like that. But I could just see how much of an effect her therapies were having on these clients who displayed challenging behavior and had, physical and mental disabilities. And so I just kind of thought to myself, wow, that's pretty amazing. I'd love to be able to do something like that. So when I had the opportunity, when I came back to Ireland, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go for it. Now, some of my family just thought I was absolutely mad because they were just like, what are you going to do with this? But it didn't matter. I just went for it. I trained for 2 years. And after I finished college, I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? So I started to work in a private practice, and that was all going pretty well. And then that's where I met Mick, who asked me to cover him in one of his companies. And that began my journey into corporate massage. So that was almost 5 years ago. So I can't believe how fast those 5 years have gone. Absolutely amazing. And so basically, I covered him for one day, absolutely loved it. And then Mick decided to move to Australia, and he was like, hey, you know what? Would you like to take over this gig? I was like, yes, please. Absolutely love it. And so that was then. And since then, I've been doing a lot of corporate massage, and I absolutely love it. What I find is that when a client comes to me, a lot of people, especially in the corporate setting, they come to me with the same sort of situation, whether it's tight muscles in their back, neck and shoulders, upper back or lower back. What I've noticed over years of practicing on people and just working with them is that people in a corporate setting tend to have the same issues. But they come to me and just assume, it's because of the desk or because of whatever. It usually is because of the desk. So they tend to not fully understand that they are present in that environment and that what they're doing can impact that. And thanks, Jody. And so basically what I try to do is to educate them about how they can improve their workplace environment to lessen their work-based stress and tension. And it's such simple tips, like, for example, you know, if they've got 2 or 3 screens, but they're dominant in one, they can switch them over. And they're like, oh my God, I never thought of that. They've been sitting in the same position for literally 5 years. And little simple tips like that can literally just change things. Because if you're doing something repetitively all the time, such as looking to the right, and you're twisting your neck like this, then, you know, you're just going to have chronic neck issues in about 5 years' time, which is just awful. So just doing something simple like changing your screens over on a Monday morning, making sure that you come in, your desk is the right height for you, your chair is the right height for you. Bear in mind that you leave work in the evening, you come back in the morning. Somebody could have just grabbed your chair and another chair could have been put there. Just always check your surroundings to make sure that they're working for you. And if something's not working, simply change it. It's as simple as that. Make it work for you. And when people come to me and I can feel their muscles, I'm so used to now feeling, I can actually tell by people's muscles what way they are sitting or they have their screens. And they're like, oh my God, it's like you're a magician or something. Seriously, it's just practice. And my hands are so honed in to the muscles. And it's like, you know, very quickly I can go, by the way, do you have your screen to the right? Yeah, how did you know? Your muscles are telling me everything I need to know. It's as simple as that. And so from that basis, I love it because I love solving mysteries. I love getting to the bottom of things. And if somebody comes to me and they're like, I have this issue, I can't figure it out, lie down, I'm going to sort this out for you. And I love look at it as a challenge. And I love that. And I love when somebody leaves and they feel, oh my God, you've actually done something for me. It's just like, oh, brilliant. Nothing just beats that feeling of actually helping somebody. And I go home and I'm like bouncing off the walls, like I'm so deliriously happy with, like, you know, just full of delight of what I've achieved that day. So for me, it's really, really good to help them connect back with their bodies. They leave and kind of with practical tips and skills that they can take, and they can tell their colleagues, hey guys, we've been sitting like this for 5 years, let's change it around and like save our necks for the future kind of thing, you know. So that to me is really, really important.
And thanks, Jodie. We have a comment there from Jodie Kearns. So to say that you're so infectious and loving hearing your background and how dedicated you are to having a positive impact on people's lives. So thanks for that, Jodie. And it's absolutely infectious and it just shines through you, Adrienne. Absolutely. You're gifted and talented. I'm sure anybody who sees you in the corporate world anywhere as a massage therapist is lucky to have you. Just to come back to the corporate space, and so you're talking about, and apologies for the technological delay.
No bother at all.
So coming back to the corporate space, and you know, you're really entering into the corporate space and retraining people on how to sit properly, because it's not something we're taught in school. And
actually, just while you're saying that, actually, we're sitting since we're in school in that same position. So like some people all their lives are sitting like that. And you know, one guy was telling me recently that in the UK now in schools they've introduced standing desks in some of the schools, which I think is fantastic. It's like way behind. Brilliant. Sorry, I interrupted you here.
No, you're grand. I love your enthusiasm as well. But how did you go from working as a massage therapist in the corporate space to founding Corporate Wellness Ireland? How did that happen?
Well, I knew that massage was doing so much. I could see the benefits it was having on the people I was working with. But I just knew there was so much more we could be doing, you know? And I really do feel a responsibility. Like, for me, that's like my life mission, you know, I have a responsibility to do that. So I kind of had this feeling like in my heart, like I really wanted to do something, but I really didn't know where to start. And a part of me as well, I was really afraid to start because I was like, this is huge. How am I going to start like gathering all these people together? And, you know, it just seemed like, you know, way too much work for me to do. But after a few months of battling against myself, I kind of just listened to my heart and I thought to myself, you know what, I have to do this. I have to do it. So I literally just put a message on LinkedIn, and it simply just says something like, you know, are there any other kind of therapists, facilitators, or instructors out there doing anything like yoga, Pilates, nutrition, who are interested in offering what they do in a corporate setting? Just threw it out on LinkedIn, going about my business, and like the response I got was phenomenal. And suddenly I started to understand that, you know what, there's a real need for this. And other people could also feel that need, other therapists. But also at the same time, companies were also starting to realize how important that was. So it was like the two came together at the right time. And I do believe in timing. And I think the timing was perfect for that. And I think like the people we have with corporate wellness are just amazing. It's the right people and the right time. Yeah.
You speak from your heart, Adrienne. You seem to have, like, I suppose, with the journey that you've been on as a therapist, you can be very in tune with your own body and with your. You can sense that you're not just going in as a massage therapist, just wanting to do massage. You actually want to change people's lives in the corporate space.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just a job for me. Like, you know, I don't go home and forget about it. This is my life. It's my vocation. You know. Yeah.
And how you've come to form corporate wellness is very different as well, Adrienne. And it's actually very similar to the Healing Connection network that Anne-Marie set up, which we're broadcasting on live on HCN Live TV. It seems to be very much like a collaboration. Can you explain a little bit about what the structure is like in corporate wellness and how it works?
Absolutely, you're right, it is, and it's really working so well for us. Basically, we have many facilitators, therapists and instructors from all different types of wellness services, whether it's yoga, nutrition, mindfulness, massage, and personal professional development, right across the board. You can see them all there on our website anyway. And basically, we are all working together. Thank you. We are all working together to make corporate wellness the best that we can. So it's not like there's one person who's just telling everybody else what to do. I think we can all agree from corporate wellness that the days of actually, you know, somebody kind of controlling things like that is kind of starting to pass, you know, especially if there's no room for it in the sort of work we do. And, you know, we're all working together. Everybody's feeding ideas back in. We're all, you know, helping each other to be the best that we can. And we all really believe and are very passionate about the services that we're offering and about all the other services because they're all interconnected. Every single one of them can work together. All of the therapists can work together. So it's a really special kind of team dynamics that we have going on there. And I absolutely love being part of a team because, of course, as you would know yourself and all of the people that we work with, we were all just individuals floating around. But now we've come together and the energy is so high with us and the vibration is very high. And what we're doing is it's so relevant and it's so needed. So it's great that we're like this kind of forceful wellness army, if you like, that we're going out there and we're kind of, you know, educating people about this. You know,
did you say forceful wellness army? Okay. Well, forceful as in full of force. Yeah. But not pushy.
No, not pushy at all. Actually, probably quite like more in the sense of like and is in powerful, I suppose. Yeah, powerful force. Yeah.
And it's I having experienced a little bit of it as well. I love the way wearing stuff, and it's really coming into a new organizational model of itself. You know, that there's not just one person doing one thing. It's multitasking. It's everybody has a role to play, and everybody connects in with their own networks. It's like a web. It's like spreading a web of a new organizational structure.
Absolutely. And you know, like everybody, I think for me, it just feels like everybody has naturally fallen into a role. I certainly know that there's things I'm not great at. And, you know, maybe I'll never be great at them. And that's fine because somebody else is really great at that on the team and they're happy to do that. And, you know, that's fine with me. There is things I can, you know, kind of do really well and I'm happy to do them. But it's about that just everybody is kind of doing their own part and doing it very, very well. So and it works.
it's like you got to start if you're going to be teaching or practicing something. You got to start at home, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
and teaching the wellness within ourselves, like as to have that sense of being part of a team, but still having the autonomy to make your own decisions and just to do what you feel is right to do.
Absolutely. And as I've always stated, that yes, corporate wellness does indeed need to begin within corporate wellness, because if we're squabbling between ourselves, or if there's a rot there, or we're not going to be able to authentically spread that wellness that we are preaching about. We're just not. Whereas if, kind of we have a really good solid structure, and, we kind of understand each other well, and we have a really good kind of wellness within our team that's kind of going on, then it's going to just emanate from us what we're doing. Actually, we wouldn't even need to describe to somebody, because they will just feel it and see it coming from us. So
when you're connecting in with the companies, the HR manager that you tend to connect in with, and and do you find that there's a like a tentative try this out and see, or are some companies totally on board with wellness? What's your experience with that so far?
A bit of a mix, to be honest. You mean you've got the companies who have been doing something for a couple of years, and maybe they want to try something completely new, the likes of yoga and that. They're like, oh, been there, done that, that's fine. And then you've got other companies who've never done anything, and they're just really excited by everything, and so a bit of a mixture, really. Sorry, did I answer the question there? Yeah,
that's fine.
Train of thought there. Sorry.
That's probably with the technology, it's not easy either. So I'm just wondering, would you have any advice for somebody who is a HR manager at a company who wanted to start introducing this? How would they go about approaching their management, and what benefits can you say you've seen in employees in the corporate space?
Well, I suppose the main benefits would be, lower absenteeism, more productivity. Staff are going to be more motivated, more focused, clear thinking. Communication barriers are breaking down between staff, between in the hierarchy as well. Team building. And then from the company perspective, you've got things like, improving their company profile, attracting really good staff to them, retaining their staff that they already have, because if they don't have something other than just a salary nowadays, people are looking further afield to see what other companies are offering. But they're kind of pretty much textbook kind of things you'd see in any kind of wellness or corporate wellness, at least, sort of website. But really, I think the essence of the benefits of what we're offering as a company, and what all of our services offer, is that we teach the staff really, really simple, practical, and invaluable skills that they can use at work, that they can use at home, that they can teach their kids, their other family members, their friends, their colleagues, whoever. And I think actually that is the essence of all the other benefits. Because
so you're connecting with the community that is connected to the person who's in the workplace.
Absolutely. Like when somebody comes to me for a massage, okay? They come to me for a 20-minute massage. They leave the massage room. They go back out onto the floor. The first people they bump into are their colleagues. They're coming out and they're all like, oh my God, I just had my massage. They're smiling. The endorphins are flowing. They're spreading this feel-good factor onto their colleagues. They sit down, phone rings, customer, and they're talking. And half an hour before, they might have been like, oh God, yeah, another customer. Now they're like, hey, how are you? You can feel them smile down the phone. So, and then of course, the knock-on effect is that customer is going to be like, oh my God, they were so great to deal with. They're going to recommend them, because it's just knock-on effect. Company is happy. And then of course, it knocks back onto me because they leave and I'm looking at them going, I've just done something amazing. So, that's the effect of just what I do, but that's all the services we offer. And when we go into a company, the buzz around the office, it's just like unbelievable. And to be part of that, and actually to be the person who's almost responsible for that, it's just like amazing, you know.
Yeah.
The staff are so excited. They're like, oh my God, it's brilliant, you know. It really is. So if I was a HR manager, or if I was going to tell a HR or give advice to a HR manager, I would definitely recommend, talk to your managers, see if you can get a budget for something, and then go onto our website, get in touch, and let us come and talk to you, and we will go through everything with you. And from there, ask your staff what it is they want or need. Look at your facility, see what you can facilitate. Don't forget that all of the stuff that we do can be done on site, but also we can facilitate you off site if you don't have enough space. So don't ever feel like, oh, we don't have enough room. And, even if you're a small company, if you're a medium-sized company or a really large company, it doesn't matter to us. We will, facilitate you whatever you need. So, just give us a call or an email, and, we'll sit down and go through everything with you. I know sometimes it's difficult to know where to start for the HR managers. At first, they're so excited about having this role. Oh my God, we're going to do the wellness. And then once they start looking online and seeing how many companies are doing, they're like, oh my God, I wish I'd never been chosen to do the wellness. But go onto our website. Everything is there you need. You don't need to look any further.
And it's interesting, Adrienne, isn't it, that these two, what were separate worlds in the past, seem to be coming together so much, that you would have never put holistic therapies with corporate. But in fact, one person is one person in the personal and professional life, so it makes complete sense, but it's still wonderful to see it coming together.
Oh, it's amazing. And then, it's funny, maybe 10 years ago, if you had somebody in your company doing massage, you were the envy of all your friends. You were kind of like, you've got massage in your company? Oh my God. And now if you don't have massage in your company, it's like, what do you mean you don't have a massage therapist in your company? It's kind of completely just flipped around and gone from one to the other. We're doing mindfulness at work today. Yeah, okay, I'm having yoga tomorrow. Come on, It's great. I think it's great that companies are finally starting to realize that they do have a responsibility for their employees' health and happiness. But I also think it's important that employees also realize how much of a responsibility they have for their own health and happiness. And so, often in companies I see that they have boxes in the kind of canteen area where they're looking for suggestions and things like that. So, don't be afraid to suggest things like you need. And it's just amazing, the range of services now that are out there, and it's just great that the companies are finally realizing how much of a benefit it is all around. Everybody's benefiting. It's a win-win situation. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm seeing that, as you said, with the clients as well, and the customers, as well as internally with the staff.
Absolutely,
better relationships all around. From who would have thought, simple massage or mindfulness or whatever it is that you offer. But it's actually a huge thing, creating the wellness in the community, not just in the corporate space, but people come to work and they go home happier as well. So it's a knock-on effect. It's just a wonderful thing you're doing, Adrienne, and thanks so much for just tuning in and answering the call and making it happen. It seems to be just flowing very naturally for you.
Yeah, I have to say, it's coming together. It's going slow and steady, which is the way I like it, and we're gaining a lot of interest. And it's great, and we have the right people on board. So thank you to all of the corporate wellness crew. So
yeah, absolutely, and well, we're just coming to the end of the broadcast, Adrienne, so I'd like to just thank everybody for tuning in. And if anybody again wants to find out more about Adrienne, it's corporatewellness.ie. I think your website is being updated at the moment, Adrienne, is that right?
Yeah, it is. So it's pretty cool at the moment, but it's going to be really awesome in the next few weeks. So definitely check it out, everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, listen, thanks so much for coming on, and wish you the very best of luck with your continuation. Yeah, and have a great chat to you, and have a great evening.
Yeah, you too. Thank you, Treacy. I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much.
No problem. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
See you, everybody. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.